The Stone Heart. Peter and John were brothers, the only surviving sons of their parents. John, the younger, was happily married to a wife and a little boy named after him, John Jr. But tragedy struck. One night, an accident claimed John and his wife, leaving their only son behind. In their will, they had written that their property should go to Peter, their elder brother, until John Jr. came of age. So Peter took the boy into his home. He provided shelter, but his heart was far from kind. Peter had his own children, and to them he gave the best of everything: private schools, fine clothes, a life of comfort. But John Jr. was sent to a struggling public school. Still, the boy never complained. He was grateful, diligent, and remarkably bright. Years passed. When the final secondary school exam arrived, Peter's children failed, while John Jr. passed with flying colors, all distinctions. Instead of celebrating him, Peter grew jealous. His heart hardened. He withheld money and food from the boy, treating him more like a burden than family. But John Jr. pressed on, determined not to be held back. He worked after school, carrying loads, selling small goods, saving every coin to fund his dream of further studies. Meanwhile, Peter's resentment only deepened. His children sat idle at home, yet it was John Jr. who shone. One Sunday morning, Peter went to church. The pastor stepped up to the pulpit with fire in his eyes and preached a sermon titled The Stone Heart. He read from Exodus 7 to 12, and his voice rang out as he described Pharaoh. God sent Moses to demand freedom for his people, but Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and so the plagues began. First, the Nile turned to blood. The rivers stank, fish died, and people thirsted. Still, Pharaoh refused. Second came frogs, swarming into birds in the kitchen. Pharaoh begged, then hardened his heart again. The third, lice covered man and beast, yet Pharaoh did not bend. What came swarms of flies, filling the land, corrupting everything they touched. The fifth, disease struck the livestock, and the cattle of the Egyptians died in the fields. The sixth, festering boils, broke out on every Egyptian and their animals. The seventh, thunder, hail, and fire rained from heaven, destroying the Egyptians on the field, animals and crops. The eighth, locusts came, devouring what was left in everything, and entered every Egyptian's house. The ninth, darkness swallowed Egypt for 3 days, so thick it could be felt. Still Pharaoh's heart was torn. And finally, the death of the firstborn of man and animal. Every Egyptian home cried that night. These plagues Pharaoh's pride brought upon his people and household. The pastor looked over the hushed congregation and declared, "My brothers and sisters, Pharaoh's sin was not just pride, it was a stone heart. He would not yield, even as others suffered. So I ask you today, are you Pharaoh to somebody? Is your heart hardened against one God has placed in your care? If yes, beware. The plagues may come for you too. But if you repent, God will show mercy." The word struck Peter like a thunderbolt. He froze in his seat, his mind racing. Was he not Pharaoh to John Jr.? Had his jealousy, his cruelty, his favoritism not hardened his heart? That night, back at home, Peter opened his Bible again. The story of Pharaoh stared back at him. Fear gripped his chest as he imagined the fate of his own children if he continued down this path. Falling to his knees, he cried out, "Lord, forgive me. I will not be Pharaoh anymore." The next morning, Peter called John Jr. into the sitting room. His voice trembled as he spoke. "My son, forgive me. I have wronged you. I have hardened my heart like Pharaoh, but no more." Tears filled his eyes as he handed over documents of John's parents' property. Everything their rightful belonged to him. For the first time in years, John Jr. felt truly seen. From that day forward, Peter treated him as his own. With the inheritance restored, John Jr. was able to attend the best schools, and though he has suffered much, he carried no bitterness, only gratitude to God, who had turned his uncle's stone heart into flesh. I hope you enjoy the story. Do subscribe for more. Thank you.